Okay. Well, I hope that everybody is having a great week. I encourage everybody to reach out and let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to answer anything. I figured I'd just go live, talk about anything related to final expense telesales. So hopefully we will be getting some people on here, asking me some questions. I know it's a Sunday, not expecting a huge voter turnout here, but it would be cool to see some people here. So I'm going to share this to some social media, and then I'm going to get on talking here. And here we go. All right, what's up, everybody? Come to ask me any questions about business or insurance sales. All right. So if anybody wants to ask me any questions, please post them in the chat. All right. Post in the chat if what you got for me. Any questions? Also, if you're not on the live stream right now and you have some questions, just comment with a question, and I'll be more than happy to make a video out of it or anything like that. So let me see, make sure this even posted here. All right. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Do you generate Facebook leads? If so, how is your conversion rate? 1 second. I'm going to answer that. 1 second. I'm going to answer that. I'm just posting my links on Facebook so that y'all can get some more people in here. Okay. Do I generate Facebook leads? So for our agency, we do generate leads on social media. We kind of moved away from Facebook a little bit. We do some Facebook, but like for a new agent just getting into it, 100%, I'd recommend, like if it was just me going to do it, I would 100% I would sell Facebook leads. You can expect like I'd say conservative 10% conversion ratio if you're good, 10 to 20% on your Facebook leads. Depends how they are generated though. You can use the Facebook lead forms. Facebook lead forms are fine. I always prefer to use a landing page. So you're also going to get probably a higher conversion rate doing YouTube ads, running ads on YouTube versus Facebook, pushing them to a landing page. You 100% can make sales running with Facebook ads using Facebook ad like the instant form. But if I had the choice and it was me, I would do YouTube ads and push them to a landing page, or Facebook ads and push them to a landing page. So, and the thing is too, for Health and Wealth Consulting who put that question, thank you. Anybody else, by all means, ask any questions in here. You have anything about Facebook ads, setting up Facebook ads, business, insurance, anything like that. I'm here to help you guys right now. So make sure you're calling aged leads too. Like we get a ton of sales here on aged leads, so you don't always have to be calling like a new fresh lead, right? Like I ran into that issue when I started. I thought I always had to be calling like this new brand new lead, and it just wasn't the case. So hope that helped you. Any other question? Did that help answer your question? Hope that helped. Anybody have any other questions for me about final expense sales, final expense lead generation, business? If you want to, maybe I could even have you join up on the live here. You can ask me really whatever you want for questions. I don't care. I'm open to like anything. I'm open to sales presentation, script stuff, carriers, underwriting, investing in your business. How do you scale? How do you grow an agency? What type of CRM you should use? What type of headsets, equipment you should use? I have this, but I use a different one for sales. Really anything like that. So I'm all ears here. If anybody has any questions, please hop on, ask me some questions. Anybody got any questions about final expense, business, anything like that? Um, Headset that works best and why? Okay, so that's a good question. So this right here. This is a Logitech H390. I can't find my. I think my nice wireless one is inside. So let me do this here. I'm gonna put this here. Maybe I can share this screen here. So Logitech H390. So I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see, and it's gonna be. We're gonna do this here. So this is the one I'd recommend, the Logitech H390 for like a cheap headset. Okay, so if you are just getting into the business and like you're looking for something cheap, they're typically like you can go to Best Buy and get one of these Logitech H390 for like 25 bucks. I think Walmart's like 25, 30 bucks. The Jabra Evolve 2 is a really good. Or the Jabra Evolve are the best wireless headsets. So this one that I have on right now is the Logitech H390. It's like 25 bucks. All of our new agents that start get one of these, and this is what I recommend for like a cheap one. Now, if money is not an issue for you, this is the one I have here, the Jabra Evolve 75, and it's a little bit more money. It's probably like 200 something bucks. Yeah, 250. So I like this one, and I really like this one because I like over the ear. This isn't the ear muff. I like there is an ear muff Jabra. It's like the Jabra Evolve 2 or something like that. It's super expensive. It's like more than this, but it's like really good. And the reason why you want to get an expensive wireless headset, if you do go wireless, it's not even expensive because it's going to last a long time. So if you plan on working for 8 to 10 hours a day or more, you want something that's battery is going to last the whole time, number one. Number two, noise cancellation. So this is really good. You can have people kind of in the background talking and stuff, and the client can't even hear them and what's going on. It's just talking to you. They may hear a little bit, but it's not like going to pick up crazy background noise. This one does pick up background noise, but it's 20 bucks. Like, what do you expect, right? Also, I like this Jabra one because you can flip this little thing here. You can flip the boom. And Jerry, I'm going to answer your question on my top favorite carriers. This little boom here, you can flip this up and down as well. Okay, so that'll mute it. When you flip it up, it mutes it. It also has a really cool noise canceling effect for you in your ears, and it lasts a long time. Super durable, super lightweight, lasts forever. It's like the bomb, the bee's knees for headsets. So Jerry said, what are my top four carriers? So top four carriers, I like American Amicable, and these are my top four. American Amicable, because of they're so good. Like they're a little bit more strict on the day one benefit, but they take a lot of people for graded and modified, and they have really good tobacco rates. All right. So, but what I mean by strict on the day one benefit, they have a longer look back period for heart attacks, strokes, and things like that than most companies. Now, the cool thing, by the way, that's SLS, that's our IMO. So the cool thing though about American Amicable, is that you can actually usually put notes in the application to argue your point if you want to get a client approved for a day one benefit and there's a medication that may have them go with another carrier. For instance, sometimes people who are prescribed narcotic painkillers are also prescribed Narcan, which is a nasal spray that helps them live through an overdose. So if someone develops a dependency and they get hooked and they start doing like a lot of opiates and they overdose or they take too many of their pills, they're prescribed this nasal spray that will help pull them out of an overdose. Now, a lot of companies will look at that prescription as a opiate dependency or opiate abuse treatment medication. Now, American Amicable, they would do that return to premium modified, right? If someone had a current addiction issue. But the cool thing about their application is if like that's the case, right? Like I said, where it was just provided as something that's required for all narcotic prescriptions, then you can just put it in the application. You can put the notes. So you can be like, look, client is prescribed Narcan because they were prescribed opiate painkillers and they are, automatic, like they have to be prescribed Narcan legally. and that's why they're prescribed it. So, and then the company will look at that underwriting and be like, okay, that makes sense. They don't have a problem or an addiction issue. It's just something that's prescribed that way. Or like, I had a guy one time he was a burn victim, and he took insulin in the hospital because I guess that helps third degree burn victims like regain tissue real quick, and gabapentin because he had nerve damage. Now we know that insulin and gabapentin is usually an indicator for diabetic neuropathy, which would result in modified with American Amicable. But I went through and I explained like the guy doesn't have diabetic neuropathy. He just had burns. So, and they were like, okay, cool. They looked at it and well, not cool that he had burns, but they looked at it and understood. So I love American Amicable. Their customer service is the best. Their back office communication is the best. You can have a live chat with the underwriters while you're on a case. They're really good. And their Social Security billing system is the best. Like, it's the best out there. Next, it's like a tie between Prosperity. Well, Prosperity probably comes second. Prosperity Life. Now, Prosperity Life is second because they have some pretty good underwriting in some certain areas. They say that they only take diabetic neuropathy as modified, but under some situations, well, they don't even say neuropathy on the application. So there's some situations where people who have neuropathy will actually get approved level with Prosperity. Their immediate benefit program takes seizures as a day one benefit. Their height and weight is pretty lenient. They take congestive heart failure as modified, which is really cool for their whole life. It's a more expensive whole life plan, but I'd rather sell someone a modified than a guaranteed issue all day because you're going to get paid more commission, and the billing system is better. So the chances of a GI staying on the books are a lot lower than a modified plan. So even if a modified plan costs a little bit more money than a guaranteed issue plan, like, it's actually saving the client money if the policy actually stays on the books, because most guaranteed issue plans don't have great billing systems for Social Security and stuff like that. So they do take congestive heart failure as modified, which is huge. And their modified pays out a little different. It's not like return of premium based on what they've paid in so far plus a percentage. It's like return of the annual premium plus a percentage, regardless of how long they've paid. And then after 2 years, it's a full benefit. But Prosperity has a really good product called the Prime Term product. This is a great alternative to guaranteed issue in many situations. So you guys want to check this. Guys, keep dropping questions in this chat. Drop me questions about lead generation. Drop me questions about sales. Drop me questions about business. Drop me questions about, I don't care, working out. Any questions that you got, drop them in here for me. This is Q&A, completely open, free form. Prosperity Prime Term is great for potential people who would have to go guaranteed issue. First, they don't have tobacco rates. That doesn't affect guaranteed issue, but they don't have tobacco rates, so everything's just the flat rate. They don't have a height and weight chart, which is really cool. They take congestive heart failure if the client was diagnosed more than 2 years ago. They take Alzheimer's and dementia if the client was diagnosed more than 2 years ago. It pays a 9-month advance, okay, unlike most guaranteed issue, and they have a 50% terminal illness benefit. So there's a terminal illness benefit on it as well, and they have Social Security billing. So it's a super simple application. There's only 3 questions on the entire application. So it's like, let me see if I can pull it up here. Let's see if I can pull up a Prime Term application for you guys, and let me see. So it's really just, well, I don't know, I'm not going to pull up the app. It won't let me. I can't log in right now. I don't know why my CRM's being wonky. So if they have congestive heart failure more than 2 years ago, meaning they diagnosed with it more than 2 years ago, they can usually get approved Prime Term. Same with Alzheimer's and dementia. If they had an organ transplant more than 2 years ago, they can get approved Prime Term. If they have had HIV or AIDS, they can get approved Prime Term. Dialysis, they can get approved Prime Term. They don't take people if they've had cancer, heart attacks, strokes, or heart surgery within the last 2 years, or any of those conditions I talked about with the 2-year thing in the last 2 years. HIV and AIDS doesn't have any time. They don't even ask about it. Same with dialysis. They don't even ask about it. So they also can't have a terminal illness because it has a terminal illness benefit. But Prime Term is really, really, really good alternative to guaranteed issue because like you get paid way more money, and it's usually a better rate for the client too. And then third, like I use American Home Life Patriot product. It's like a white labeled Aetna product, Aetna's been doing that with a bunch of people recently. Guys, keep the questions coming too. Any questions that you have for me about sales, marketing, anything like that, business, just drop in the comments. But AHL Patriot is a good product. Like I said, it's through Aetna. It's underwritten by Aetna. So they take CO. They have two day one benefit plans. They have a preferred rating and a standard rating. The preferred is good. It's really good. They only have a 2-year look back on most like serious health conditions. And then their standard rating is super cool. So the standard rating is actually a day one benefit that's a little bit more money. So I'll get you to John McAnuff. I'll be there in just a second. The standard, it's a day one benefit that's a little bit more money, but they take COPD, they take heart attacks, strokes, heart surgeries, anything like that between 12 and 24 months ago, or between 13 and 24 months ago as that immediate benefit. So like most people would have to go like modified for that, or the very least graded somewhere, and they can get approved a day one benefit for those plans, and they don't have a height and weight chart either. So between those three carriers and then a guaranteed issue, we use Gerber, but I think we're like one of the only companies that can actually use Gerber telesales the way that we have it set up. Maybe some others can. At least back in the day, it was just us, but whatever. So you want a guaranteed issue, so AIG or whatever. So those three and guaranteed issue. You don't want to write too many carriers, guys. Easiest way to get yourself in a chargeback mess. Do not feel bad to have to write a client a modified or a graded plan if they qualify for something like a day one with one other company and you barely write that company. Because, well, anyway, and two, you can't help your clients if you're not in business. And if you get a chargeback and it affects your other contracts, just trust me, keep your business, keep it with a few carriers. It's okay to write someone a modified or return a premium if you really have to. I hope that helped you, Jerry. If you have any questions about that, let me know. John, your thoughts on American Income Life. I'll get to that in just a second here. So, guys, if you have any questions on carriers, IMOs, sales, marketing, business, anything insurance, life related, I don't know, working out, whatever you want to ask, just drop questions right here, and I'll be more than happy to help you. So John said, your thoughts on American Income Life. I worked at New York Life when I started in insurance. Great company. Absolutely nothing bad to say about them. They're a really, really good company. I wasn't ready for the grind. I wanted to buy leads and work them. And I believe AIL, I think they have leads, but I think it's a little different. I know there are people who are there who are successful. It wasn't the business model that I was looking for. I know that people sometimes have a challenge. I know that they do child safety kits. I've heard sometimes people feel like the marketing technique is like bait and switchy, or they'll do like work unions and stuff like that, teachers unions. I don't know, teachers usually don't have a lot of money. I love teachers. I love all my teachers in school, most of them, but most teachers don't make money. So why you'd want to provide financial services to teachers who don't make any money, I don't know. But AIL, I don't want to say anything bad about the company. If I was to restart, would I go with AIL? No, I would not start with AIL, especially if you're trying to sell insurance over the phone. We provide all the tools that people need to get started and be successful. There are agencies and companies out there that try to poach our agents because we get them trained so well with all the resources that we have. So I don't know exactly what you're looking for there, John, in an IMO or in a company. There's an independent route. We're a captive agency. AIL, I think, is captive, but it really depends what your goals are on that. Overall, I'd say probably like 6 out of 10, maybe. That's what I'd probably rate it as, based on just what I know, but I've never worked there. I've just heard some things. In New York Life, I was associated with people who were at AIL. CRM. I like VanillaSoft. VanillaSoft is my favorite CRM. I'm actually looking here because I couldn't log in to my CRM, so I don't know what the heck happened. But VanillaSoft, I'm going to show you what VanillaSoft looks like. I'm going to log into my own account, and this is my recruiting one, so don't steal any recruits from me, guys. I know there's plenty of people who are always out there trying to steal recruits. Just kidding. But I'm going to show you my CRM here. So if you hang on, I'm going to share the screen, and they make me do a CAPTCHA. I don't know why I have to do a CAPTCHA, because I log on to this computer every single day, and they make me do a CAPTCHA every time. Oh my gosh. I always wonder, So when you do these captures, right? I always wanted this. I'm gonna show you guys this. Okay. So when you do a captcha to see, like, they verify that you're like that actual person. Okay, so it says, like the last one, it was like, okay, do the picture. It had a motorcycle, and it was like, select all the pictures with the motorcycle. Well, what if there's a tire of the motorcycle in the picture? Like, you know, then is it? And they disqualified me. Okay, well, there's a car. Verify. Crosswalks. Okay. I think that's on my crosswalks. Come on, crosswalkie. Okay, crosswalkie. Crosswalkie talkie. Well, that's how I started, but I've been watching you since I was going for my schooling videos. You helped me. Okay, cool. Awesome. John, this is the thing, dude. Every insurance industry out there is going to be tough. Could I be successful in AIL right now? Yes. I want you to go out there and crush it at AIL. I don't want you to think I'm not saying it's something that you can do well at. This is what you got to do. You got to go out and you got to hit that pavement. You got to pound the pavement, bro. Especially right now, it's summer. I don't know where you live, but if you live in a cold environment, it's better to do it now than when it's cold. I would go knock on like every business in your area and say, "Hey, my name's John. I sell life insurance. I wanted to just drop by some information on the products that we offer." Okay, that's it. I would go around and knock on every business's door. There's no way you're not going to get sales. I don't know the lead program that you guys have. If you want to talk about the lead program you guys have where you are, then you can put that in here. So this is VanillaSoft. Okay. Um, this is VanillaSoft, and this is like, for example, it's fully customizable. So see, I put like I have a list of licensed agents in here, and then we can just go through like leads and stuff, right? So this is how the leads pop up when it's in VanillaSoft. It has their name, address, city, state, zip code, email, phone number, stuff like that. You can put, by the way, this is fine. I don't mind sharing this because this is public information anyway. It's a licensed agent. So you can customize this though. So it says custom to there, but you can change it to be like whatever you want. So the one I have for my clients is like, date of birth, height, weight, tobacco, health information, medication. So you can have it all customized in here. You can put your script in here. You can put all types of different stuff in this tab as well over here. And then you can put your comments, and you can change these result codes. So you can customize all these on the back end. I'm going to show you that here. And you can also send text messages and emails as well. So to call someone, you just click this blue button, and then it'll start calling them right through the CRM. And then when you're done calling, you just hit a disposition button over here, and it's going to move to the next lead, and it's going to automatically start calling the next lead, which is super cool. So that's why I like VanillaSoft. There's another CRM we use called Go High Level, which is really good. If it's strictly for dialing, this is a really good CRM to use. But if you're going to have a lot of automations with like text messages and email follow-ups and like all that stuff, Go High Level is the way to go. So you can't beat Go High Level if that. So there's some customizability on this. Now I have my agents on this one. Okay, I have my agents on VanillaSoft because they don't need all those automations and stuff. Like we handle all that. Biggest thing, most important thing for them is to just make their calls. So like, see how I was saying the website custom. You can change what the name of it is. Like if I put like dog farts, then like that's it, right? Or like whatever. But website, let's keep it website, and always visible. And yeah, so you can change that. You can change the phone field, so you can put like business, home, whatever. You can change your calling scripts that show up in that third column there that I was talking about and have it flow. I like to have my script printed. This is just for one of my recruiters. You can have calls recorded. You can set up text message automations and drips and stuff. But this is CRM. That's the back end of VanillaSoft, and then this is the front end. If anybody has any other questions too, please drop them in the chat here. And then this is Go High Level. So I'm going to show you guys Go High Level here. Let me see if it lets me. Okay, this is Go High Level. So this one, you add people in, and then like you can create pipelines where you can drag people through. So like you can have people at different stages of your pipeline. So like you go to opportunities, and like you can have people like here. So we have people that are like people come in, they fill out a form on Facebook, and then they get entered in here once they become a new lead for like recruiting, right? This is just for my paid recruiting ads, but you can do the same thing if you have paid ads for sales, right? Because at this point, my ads aren't really like sales based because I'm recruiting. I have agents that I train now, and we have someone who handles all their lead generation. But I used to do it all myself, so I know how to do it all. I was I was a producer, all that stuff. I just kind of moved, evolved. But this is cool because you can have them drag, so you can drag them to different areas. So say we call Dale, it goes here, and then call text complete. Interested and spoken to. This is when we onboard them, and then you can put some automations too. So if you go to automations here and you go in workflows, you can create all these different workflows, right? So like I'll show you my Facebook leads recruiting. It adds a Facebook lead, and then there's some other stuff here. Hold on. So like for instance, when my people are finished studying for their license course, right? When the people I have studying who are unlicensed agents go through, and you can set all this up if someone is for sales, right? You can set all this up. I'm just showing you guys the guts here. So like 100% completion text. So congratulations on completing your course. Make sure to complete all the sections of the practice exams and study your sections in the course before scheduling your final exam. This shows them how to schedule, how to get their fingerprints done, and how to apply for their license. And what this is, it's when someone is changed. So you know how we had columns in the pipeline there? Well, when someone moves to the 100% complete stage, we have that through an automation. Then it'll automatically wait until time in the morning. So we have it wait until 9 a.m. or they can send the text between 9 and 5, and then it sends them a text and it sends them an email with the same thing with the steps. So those are two to use. If you're looking for like automations and all that stuff and like workflows, you can't beat Go High Level. I think it's like, and the cool thing is too, you can put like a bunch of people on Go High Level for like the same monthly fee. But if you're looking for like just the dialing, VanillaSoft's the way to go. I think VanillaSoft's a little bit more of an upfront commitment though than Go High Level. You can also make Go High Level do a manual call campaign. You select all your contacts in Go High Level, and you can add them to a call campaign where you can like manually call each one, but it'll automatically just pop up on the screen one after another as you call, and then you hang up and it'll move to the next lead. So those are the two CRMs I'd recommend there for anybody getting started. Anybody else have any questions here? You can drop it in the chat. Sales, insurance, business, lead generation, anything like that. I know y'all got some good questions for me coming up here. If not, I can just kind of start talking about some stuff that I think is important that I've seen. How many dials a day do our clients make? Well, our agents, we recommend 200 people. We recommend calling 200 people a day, Jerry. So I know you may not be in a position where you have that many leads to call. That's a lot of leads. Fortunately, everyone who starts here gets unlimited age leads. They get unlimited new leads. So everybody starts on age leads for like a week. As long as then they have a full week on age leads, and then they get into new leads. So duplicating that for you, because we have a successful system, if you want to duplicate that for yourself, then all you'd have to do is just buy a bunch of age leads. That's it. To get started. Because if you can close an age lead, you can close a new lead. So, how much would it cost leads? Right? It costs like $6,000 or something crazy, $5,000, $4,000. I mean, unless you generate them yourself, and then it's like still a few $1,000s. So, well, no, it'd be like $1,000. Yeah, it'd be like $1,000. But anyways, if you get age leads first, you can go through it. Or if you learn how to run your own ads on YouTube, my math is totally off. But if you learn how to run your own ads on like YouTube or Facebook using my videos, then you can do it, and you can get like leads. I get leads down to $3 to $5 each when I run my campaigns. If anybody wants to learn how to do that, just send me an email. If anybody wants me to help them set up a campaign, just send me an email there. I will charge for it, for me to just remote into your computer through Zoom and set up your entire lead generation campaigns on Facebook or YouTube, whichever. Well, we can get it rocking. I'll charge you for it, but yeah. So 200 dials a day is definitely what you shoot for, but you got to have that lead flow. So if it's just age leads that you're starting with, that's totally fine. But you want to be calling people all the time, right? We sell stuff over the phone, so if we're not on the phone, then we're not working. What's up, Dennis? How you doing, man? Welcome. Good question. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, one thing I'm going to go over here that's important, and I welcome any questions as we keep going. Once you guys find sales in this or success in this business in insurance sales, do not let off the gas. Okay, do not let off the gas, because I see people get burnt out who actually, this is what happens. They come in and they're super hungry. They want to accomplish their goals. Then they'll make more money than they've ever made. And then they'll be like, they'll let off the gas and they'll get complacent and be like, I'm going to take a break, a little self-care break, because whatever, right? Like they're like, I want to enjoy what I've worked for. But what they don't understand is it's not the money that makes them feel good. It's overcoming the obstacle to get the money. Money doesn't matter. Like it does, right? But what gives you that true, obviously money makes you feel secure. And it's easy for me to say that right now. But money makes you feel good because you can pay your bills and stuff. But what keeps you going is overcoming the goal to get the money, right? So like getting that sale, pushing and seeing your success. So when you start making money, pretend you don't have it. Just keep grinding, man. You're going to feel better than if you take that time and slack off, work half a day here or there. That 90% of agents who I see do that, and it happens all the time, they'll come back to me in a few weeks or a month. I don't know what's going on. I'm just out of it. I can't get back into it. I'm depressed. And that's what happens. So, how many states will an agent need to be licensed in? I'd recommend that everybody if you're going to call telesales, I recommend like 4 or 5 to start. Some are cheap. I got a list. If you want a list of the prices, you can find them on. Just go to www.nipr.com. www.nipr.com, and you apply as non-resident initial. It's an initial license for non-resident, and then you apply as a producer for life producer. Michigan's cheap, Ohio's cheap, Virginia's cheap, Washington's the cheapest West Coast state. Louisiana's okay. I think Tennessee's decent. South Carolina's pretty cheap. The thing is, though, if you get the cheap ones, everybody's going to get the cheap ones. So what I did when I started is I put some on a credit card, and I said, okay, once I make a sale in that state, pay off that cost of the license on that credit card with the commission from the sale. The average commission per policy, it all depends. Like if someone's independent, it depends, because I would say average commission, it depends what your commission level's at, right? So it depends, like average commission per policy, it really depends, guys, on what carriers you're selling if you're independent, and if it's an immediate benefit, a graded, a modified, or GI. Because if someone, like if your upline says you're at 120% commission, you're not at 120% commission on everything. You're only at 120% commission on the immediate benefit plans, and as long as they're under 80 years old and they use a checking account or whatever. So like most of the time, like half the time, you're not going to be writing the day one benefit. You're going to be writing a graded or a modified, or someone's older or something like that. So it's not that full 120%. So you got to evaluate that. Now, you have to take how much it costs you to get that sale. So if you spend $1,000, right, and you make 4 sales, your cost per acquisition was $250. So if you made $700 commission, $250, you cost you to get the sale, you made $350. But it's an interest-free loan. And so what I would really do is say, assume 30% of your people are going to cancel. Just say, hey, 30%. Just be conservative about it. So if you had $350, then 70% of that is $245. So you made $240. Just assume like that's what it would be statistically, right? How many sales should if you're talking about commission per policy here at our agency, our agents get 50% commission plus bonuses, but they get unlimited leads to call. So to me, it's a no-brainer, but some people like going the independent route and buying leads at a higher commission. But plus bonuses, I mean, the bonuses are huge. It's like 30% of someone's income. So if you sell a policy that's $100 a month, we give you $300 up front. Okay, regardless if it's graded, modified, or immediate benefit. So it's 50% across the board. You get $300 up. Your annual commission would be $600, right? 75% advance on $600 is $450. Okay. What we do is we pay you $300. You take another $150 and put it in a chargeback account. That way, every week you're going to get advanced on your sales, even if someone cancels. Like your chargebacks don't come out of your next week's check; they come out of that separate account. So it's almost like a forced savings account. So that's kind of like how ours is set up there. Our average premium per sale is about $100 a month. I encourage my agents to quote really high. We actually have a higher percentage of people keep their policies who are paying a lot of money than low. Less than $40 a month has the highest cancellation rate. Actually, less than 50. So after like 50, after like $75 a month, the quality is pretty consistent, business quality. How many sales should an average agent be able to close on 200 dials a day? Well, it depends what you've done for training, Jerry. If you can handle a whole process from start to finish and you're fluent in that and being able to do that, I would say 2 to 3 sales a day. I mean, I don't see unreasonable why you can't make 2 to 3 sales a day. As long as you're trying to present to every single person. So I see a lot of agents do this too, is they'll like buy the client's excuse as to why they couldn't get that policy. So don't fall into that trap, guys. Okay, it's super easy. So what I want you to do is just look at it like this. If every single person that you called and that you gave a quote to you knew was going to buy, you would try to sell them. If you're like, all I got to do is get them to the quote and they're going to buy, you would try to push everybody to the quote. So you want to shoot for 6 presentations a day. If you can get really good at your sales and presentations and you can get 6 presentations a day in, then you want to do that. And actually, I have all of my rebuttals on how to handle every objection in Final Expense Telesales at the website I put in the chat there. It's only like $39 for lifetime access. Rebuttalspage.com. Check it out. And but it's got all my rebuttals there. Like literally, I only charge for it because it costs me money to host it on the site. That's it. It costs me money. I have to pay WordPress and Bluehost, and I got to pay this other thing for the whole format. But it's pretty cool. I'll show you guys how this works. But if you utilize these, Jerry, this should help you. Also, make sure that you are that you're building the need. So you have to ask those questions, right? Like it's not just like, oh, you want to buy insurance. It's like, or hey, these are the products and stuff. You have to ask them like, hey, what's your current program look like to take care of your final arrangements, right? Did I forget my password? Okay, so like ask someone this, right? This is, you want to back someone into an emotional corner, and so that they're telling you why they want the insurance. So if they're like, oh geez, where's my site? Visit site. Well, let me see here. I'm gonna see if it's just. Let me see if sometimes it's weird. Okay, here's what it looks like. So if you go into the close, guys, if someone's like, I have to talk to my kids, they just hit that button, and then you have all your rebuttals. Hey, I totally understand, and I want him to be involved in this decision. Is he paying for it? If yes, try to get him on the phone. If you can't, you need to follow up. If not, yeah, they're not going to want to talk to you about it dying anyway. So let's get this done, make the right decision for Johnny, and give yourself some peace of mind. What's your middle initial? And after you say these, you immediately start the application. So I have rebuttals on here. I'd handle all the objections in the greeting. The only one that I don't have here is I'm busy, but the not interested is just I'm busy, because if they were interested enough, then they wouldn't be busy. These are how you handle objections in the close. These are some common competitors. This is a script to get referrals. And then this is Jordan Belfort's loop. So this is a universal rebuttal on how to handle literally any objection. Okay, I'll be answering you guys other questions. My intention is not to try to sell this to everybody right here. It's just a really good resource, and it'll help you close your sales. It's literally like $39. I'm not getting rich off this, trust me. So, but this website can really help you. But the biggest thing, Jerry, is when you're going through these, is you'll make the close so much easier for yourself if you, by the way, all my agents get that for free. But you make the close a lot easier for yourself if you ask them questions that get them to tell you why they want the insurance. So I'll walk you through it here. Say, Jerry, what's your current plan look like to take care of your final arrangements? We're just going to assume you don't have any insurance. And they're like, well, I don't have a plan. Say, okay, and are you okay with that? No. Well, why not? Then they'll tell you why they're not okay with it. And then you say, okay, well, what would happen if you didn't end up getting something in place? What would that look like for then their beneficiary? Say, well, I don't like it, or it would be tough for them. Okay, how would it feel to actually be able to take care of this for them? Well, it would feel good. Great. You feel like a final expense plan could help you do that? Yes. right? So those series of questions can help back the client into that corner, and also have a conversation with them. There's some people say clients don't love talking about the weather. In my experience, final expense clients love talking about the weather. So, and like just random stuff. So we'll talk about that stuff, get to know them a little bit, have a conversation, then back them into the emotional corner, and then push for the close. How many? So that's if you can have 6 presentations a day. That's honestly what we want to get. 6 full presentations to the quote every day. If you can get good at that, you'll close 30% of your presentations, and yeah. Agents get 150 new leads each day. No, there's no way anybody could even call that many a day. Dennis. So agents get, depending on their production, their activity, they can get up to, it's like 10 to 15 brand new leads a day that no one's called before. And then it's kind of like a tag team system where if I call someone, they don't answer, then another agent gets to call them in a few hours. But when someone actually answers the phone, I take possession of that lead, and no one else is able to call that lead. And then we have live transfers coming in all day too, and inbound calls from social media and everything else. Our agents they got it made. But I understand. I get it. I mean, I was independent and I went that route, and I get it. So whether you're taking live transfers or calls, don't buy live transfers until you can like sell an aged lead outbound, or at least consistently sell new leads outbound. I wouldn't buy live transfers. Yeah, for sure, Jerry. This is cool, guys. Anybody have any questions on their stuff, or how many agents do I have? I have 107 agents, I think, that are active right now. I could have a lot more, but we terminate people really fast. Like, I terminate people pretty quickly if they're not working. So a lot of other IMOs, as long as you sell like 1 or 2 policies a year, they'll keep you active as an agent. If an agent isn't consistently showing up working every day, and putting in a full effort, then usually their contracts, their appointments are terminated, because we have a minimum production requirement, right? So it's like 1,500 AP a week or 2,500 AP a week or something like that. So if someone's not doing it, then we end the relationship, because we're 100% all in. Like, I have 4 guys and girls that are on the phones helping our agents close their sales. Like, they're literally listening into new agent sales calls and hit a button and jump in and close the sale, and the agent doesn't have to split the sale with them. So like, and they get unlimited leads to call, and they got all the training and everything. So it's like, dude, if like, it's like, all I'm asking is to show up every day. And I get it. If some people can't, not everyone's in a situation where they can, but compared to independent, which a lot of you guys are used to, it's probably like, wow, that's a lot of resources. So that's why we terminate kind of quickly, because it's like we're pouring all these resources in, and we're really only looking to work with people that are the most committed. That's all. And it's hard. It's a hard business. Even with everything we provide, it's a challenging business. So, I want to be able to help everybody, and sometimes we can't, but yeah, it's not always the right fit anyway. Have you seen any agents do 25,000 plus per week? Yeah, I have. There's a couple people who have been here who have done 25,000 plus a week. So they try to quote everybody, and they try to hard close everybody, and they quote super high on everybody. So they quote the max. Always quote the max amount of coverage and slowly work their way down. You will never sell more than 20,000 AP a week. You'll rarely sell more than 10,000 AP a week if you're not quoting really high. Unless you got like a banging lead system, and then your profit's going to be a little lower because you're going to be generating a lot more leads. But you always want to quote super high. So like, I always encourage agents to quote the max. Don't spend your clients' money for them. There's a stigma that all final expense clients are broke. It's not true. Seniors have the most wealth out of any demographic in America. So if there's anyone who's going to have money, it's going to be them. And they're all going to tell you they don't have any money. You're a salesman. They're going to tell you they don't have any money to spend on your products. So just don't believe what they say. Quote them high. And even if they don't have the money, as you're slowly working your way down, they are going to, like, the cheaper ones aren't going to seem as bad. That also, quoting high also helps on the spouse objection. When someone says, I have to talk to my spouse, and that's going to come up, but you try to quote them anyway, because remember, you have to be unreasonable and try to close everybody. So example, guy is in the beginning, he's like, oh, he's always talking about his wife and how she makes the decisions, whatever. I'm going to quote him super high, because he's going to be like, oh, I definitely got to talk to my wife about that, $400 a month. And then I'll slowly work my way down. And then once we get $100 a month or less, then it's like, well, I understand if your wife would be upset about $400 a month, but like if you went to the grocery store and spent $400, she'd probably be upset. But like if you went to the grocery store and spent like 50, you think she'd even really notice? Or 75? How much? What's the most you could spend without her noticing? And they'd be like 75 or whatever. Like, okay, cool. So let's do this. Let's just get you started with the $75 plan. That way she knows you kind of took a little action on it, so you don't get in trouble for not doing anything about it. And then we can always adjust it from there. Worst case, she doesn't want it, then we can go back on it. So that helps in that case too. And what's it? So it's 25. So also the activity. So Arthur, if someone's selling 25,000 AP a week, they're working a ton of leads. They're working 10 to 12 hours a day. But I mean like grinding. Like they're on the phone, banging calls all day, taking live transfers, making as many calls as they can. Short breaks. They're super goal driven and goal oriented, and they're quoting everybody. They get really good at closing. They are unreasonable in their expectations. They're very driven. So everything is just like max, right? Max quoting, max effort. Yeah. So 200 calls a day. What's the general work schedule? So I recommend everybody work at least from 8 to 6, or maybe if they need to work later. What I say for new agents, and this is what I would recommend anybody do if you're getting into your own thing and you're independent, 8 to 6 Monday through Friday. If anybody wants to check out the agency as well, just email me here, jve@thejve.com. You don't have to. I'll still help you be successful. I don't care. But 8 to 6. So you can legally call it 8. So I'd say 8 to 6 Monday through Friday, and then work Saturdays. Saturdays are awesome days to work, even if it's just a half a day that you work. I recommend every agent work 60 hours a week for the first 90 days. And then after that, you're going to have all the tools and knowledge that you need to be successful, to where whatever you want to make, you can work that. Like I have some people who work like 3 days a week, and they've been here a little while. They're working 3 or 4 days a week, and they want to make whatever money they make, and they're cool with that. That's fine. And then I have some people who work 6, maybe 7 days a week, who make a lot more money, and they're still not okay with how much they make. So everybody's schedule is different, but at first you got to treat it like a job. Like you have your business, you own your business, but you're an employee of your business, right? So you're working in your business. So you are your own employee when you start. So you need to show up for yourself the way you show up for someone else. If you're used to going and working for someone, showing up, working 40, 50, 60 hours a week for someone else, show up for yourself too. That way. Yeah, so that's what I recommend. PASTIS. Good question. Keep the questions coming. Do graded policies pay less in commission? At our agency, no. Graded policies don't pay less in commission. It pays the same commission as everything else. But at other IMOs, most IMOs, yeah, especially independent, you're going to get paid less for graded policies. Yeah, for sure. Good questions, guys. Keep them coming. Anybody else have any other questions here? Any other questions? Más preguntas. I feel like my internet's being weird. All right. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do screen share until I get another question here. I'm just going to share the rebuttals page. If you have any other questions, just please jump in. But so I'm going to show you here. So this is what I train agents to use, and how you can handle objections in the greeting. So if you're a new agent, you have to be able to crush objections in the greeting. Like, this is the number one thing that gets new agents kicked out, is they someone and the person gives them some rejection. And Arthur, this is my number one tip right here, my man. Aside from work hard, like everybody knows work hard. And new agents, I don't think any new agent is lazy. I think it can just be really intimidating to get into all this stuff. Dennis, no, everything pays the same, regardless of checking or savings or card or whatever. Cards aren't advanced. Like, we don't advance on debit cards. It's paid as earned every month, but it's the same. Commission percentage doesn't change regardless of payment type. So, Arthur, nailing the objections in the greeting. Assuming that you're working a full schedule and you're treating this like a job, right? Like you're treating your business like it's a job, because you work for yourself, so it is a job at first. It's not a business yet. A business is once it's established and running. So say you call someone, they say, I'm not interested. Okay. You just click the button there. It says, hey, I totally understand. It's just my job to get you all this information in the shortest amount of time possible so that you can make this decision whenever you're ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to screen share my script here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do this one. Let me see here if this comes up here. So this is a copy of my script. You can also email me for a copy of my script if you'd like. Let me see. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to reshare the whole screen here. Hold on. Whole screen. Window, entire screen. Here we go. Okay. So this is my script. So if I call the client, I say, hi, Betty. Yes. Hey, Betty, this is Justin. How you doing today? Good. All right. Well, I'm with XYZ agency, and the reason for my call, say it's a new lead. The other day, you spoke with one of our company's representatives, or if it's an internet lead or social media lead, you say you went on, or you went on our website about the state-approved final expense burial programs, and you mentioned that your favorite color is blue, and your beneficiary would be your daughter. Does that ring a bell? Now, that's just some stuff that's on our lead forms, but you can have other stuff if they have their state or their age or their email, whatever. It doesn't matter what you say here. Just a couple things from the lead form. And you say, does that ring a bell? And they'll say, yes, very rarely. Most likely, they're going to tell you one of these, though. They're going to say, I already have coverage. I'm busy. I don't have time. I'm not interested. Or I don't remember. Now, you don't want to treat this as an objection. You don't want to treat it as an objection, okay? You want to treat it as just a lie. That's it. Just treat it like a lie. Treat them like they're lying to you. And treat it with look at it as just kind of like someone just kind of making some noise. That's it. Not lying to you like you'd be mad at them, but just treat it like someone's just kind of fibbing a little bit. So say they say, I already have coverage. Most agents reflexively, and I listen to even experienced agents' calls, and they make this mistake. They'll say, well, what do you have? When did you get the coverage? How much do you have? Are you looking for more? No, you don't say that. You say, I completely understand. I'd be surprised if you didn't. And I'm not asking you to make any changes. Most of the people I speak with already have a policy. However, they find this information really valuable. Now, Betty, these final expense plans go through small, affordable, permanent whole life insurance policies regulated by the state of da-da-da-da. The reason why we do that is because what happens is, and this is for Arthur's question, number one tip for new agents. The reason why that you do that is because people, you want to say whatever's on there and on the rebuttals page, and you go right back to your script in the same breath, no hesitation. Like, don't say the rebuttal and then pause. Say the rebuttal and go right back to the script, because you'll be so surprised at how many people just let you keep going and they forget they even said it. 50% of people who say they have insurance either don't have it, probably more than that, actually. I'd say 60 to 70% either don't have it, or they don't know what they have, or what they have isn't what they think they have. So just keep going. Yeah, exactly. Don't give them a way out, right? You just say, hey, no worries. Most people I speak with already have a policy. They find this very interesting. Now, these final expense plans go through small. And then later on in the presentation, you ask them the carrier, you ask them all that stuff, right? But you don't ask them that right away. You don't just jump into that because you don't have permission. And if someone called me and they're like, oh, you want car insurance? I'm like, no. They're like, well, who do you have now? How much do you pay a month? I'd be like, dude, I don't want to tell you. I don't know you enough, right? So you got to wine and dine them first, okay? Who's our carrier? We use American Amicable, Prosperity Life, American Home Life, United Home Life, and Gerber Life. Those are our carriers. Yep. If you ask who or what, you give them a way out. Any other questions? I got about 5 minutes left here, everybody. Más preguntas. Ooh, this recording is actually. Here we go. Anybody have any other questions? I appreciate this. This is cool. All right. Well, would you guys want me to do more recordings? I mean, lives, more YouTube lives? Maybe we can have a theme. Do this. Drop a comment on here of what types of themes you would like me to have every week. Like what types of things you want me to. The shorts are fire. Thanks, Corey. Awesome. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, what's up, Vaughn? How you doing, man? Good seeing you, man. Yeah, so I guess I'll do more of these, and we'll come up with some topics and stuff. Maybe I'll do some giveaways too. Maybe I'll do like a free Facebook ad setup or something like that. If you invite a bunch of people, maybe I'll do some sort of giveaway or something for someone who can bring the most people here or share or something like that. We'll figure it out. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to end it here.